right, now the next person. Damn.
No,
Hello.
my nigga, that was appropriate.
All right, so yes, sir. What's
All right.
what's your disagreement?
You know the fresh and fit shit y'all been. I don't even know if I'm appropriate enough to bring that shit up right now. You know what I'm saying?
What do you disagree with what we did?
Just like the YouTube videos afterwards, you know, I feel like it was a little excessive. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the commotion with Buddy coming into their studio, you know, breaking down their door and shit.
Yeah, what's that have to do with us?
No, I thought, you know, the video was a little excessive, you know, afterwards, you know what I'm saying? Because you already had kind of like pinned the button in it and like kind of killed them a little bit.
So if somebody commits a crime against me and I accuse you, you shouldn't respond?
I mean, yeah, you should, but you know, y'all felt like y'all already did that, you feel me?
But how did we do with that? We never responded. They accused us of sending somebody over to attack them.
Oh, no. I'm not saying that the accusation part. I was saying, you know, I mean, you're right in that. Shit, I ain't even got no disagreement because you're so right on that right now.
I mean, we didn't, you know, Walter got up on Instagram, said we did, said we sent some goons after them.
Oh, that's what he said?
Yeah, he said we sent it, you know.
Oh, that's fucked then.
I was like, okay, cool. And, you know, that's why we got the other video up. But, yeah. And look, as far as, like, what's excessive, what's not, everyone's going to have a different opinion. Personally, I don't really care. I do as many videos on somebody as I want, and if people want to watch it, they don't. But yeah, about it, man.
Yeah, I feel that, though. I feel that, bro. Yeah,
all right, man.
That's all I have.
Best luck to you, brother. Cheers. I don't know, did that man just do a drug deal? But hey, shout out to him. Everyone's entitled to their opinions. Hello. All right, on to the next person. Hey, man, my man's having a good time. I can't even get mad at him. Hello. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Ella, how are you?
I'm doing amazing. What's your disagreement, ma'am?
So today I was actually watching one of your videos on Jubilee, and it was, well, you don't really seem interested in any of them, but I think this one particularly you were not really interested at all. But it was about a discussion where they were talking about, I don't think it was specifically about transgender in sports, but that's, you know, what they eventually started talking about. But you were saying that, sorry, I'm nervous. My heart is beating so fast. You were saying that you think that they should bring on more people that are more knowledgeable about those topics. And I disagree because I feel like maybe that can be for another show, but I feel like their thing is that they want to bring on people, regular people. And I think that's a part of the content is having.
You could be a regular people and also be informed, you know.
You could, but I feel like most people aren't experts in every topic. I feel like if all of the people that they brought on there were experts, I don't know. I feel like part of their content is having, you know, regular people that aren't necessarily experts in the topic.
What's the point of having people who don't know what they're talking about?
I think it's just sharing perspective and experience. It doesn't necessarily have to be right. And if you don't like the content, then that's fine. I mean, I'm not a fan of the content either, but still,
it has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that. My issue is not that people are sharing their perspective, but if your perspective is based on nothing factual, then it's uninteresting. You know, when we're talking about do biological men have an advantage over biological females, right? This is not a matter of like, well, you know, when I was in high school, I saw a girl beat 5 guys. Like nobody.
It is. I feel like that's a part of their content. It might not
if that's the part of the discussion that people want to have, and that's great. That's dumb.
Yeah, that's them. And some people
and that's fine. And I could also look at that and say this is a stupid conversation.
And that's your opinion. Some people love it. I feel like it's a part of
watching
their
a conversation
content
between black folks, and then one of them is like, well, listen, I live in this white neighborhood and I've never seen a police problem. That's fantastic. That's not insightful. That's just your personal experience.
That's true. A lot of experiences that people have aren't based on facts, but you know, everybody
but that's
has
the problem. Do you understand? Like that's the problem when people have these conversations, It's not interesting or informative because it's not based on anything real. This is the dumbing down of a population. This is how we make people stupid. We make people stupid by telling them that their anecdotal experiences override or supersede any kind of like factual claim on things that are empirically true. So if you say, well, listen, I woke up one day when I was doing mushrooms and the sky was orange. I was like, well, great, but you added nothing interesting to the conversation. Right. So I think what was that?
To you, that's your, I get that it's not, sometimes it's not factual and it's not insightful because of that, but some people find it entertaining that they're simply just sharing their experience, even if it's not.
But it's not about entertainment. If we're talking about abortion rights, I don't really care about what's entertaining. When we're talking about conversations that people are made to understand.
Serious conversations, yeah.
Yeah,
even though they started off with.
This is not a conversation about, you know, which is the best burger at McDonald's. Like, I don't care. Have fun then with that one. But if you're talking about things that can, you know, decide people's lives, their livelihoods, I think it's important to have an informed public, don't you?
Yes. But I don't know. I still find a little value in people's experiences if they're in, like, the people that are in the sport. I don't know if, are there trans people that are competing in, like, together? Like, are there trans women performing with women? If that's a thing, then
sure, yeah, there's trans women performing with women, sure.
Right. So if they're sharing their experience, I still find value in that. It might not be, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It might not be factual, but I feel like because it's their experience and it's something that's actually happening, that their perspective has some sort of value.
Okay.
In my opinion.
That's fine. That's fine. If it has value for you, then that's great. I can't argue with that. I can't tell you what to value.
That's true. But
if you value nonsense, then that's perfectly acceptable. For me, I'm just not interested in hearing people say nonsensical things. But yeah,
I mean, I agree. I just feel like it's a part of their content, and I'm not really a fan of it either because of that. But I still feel like, you know, some people find it. It's up to you.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you. Cheers. I think that's like people want to see misinformed people talk about topics, and I guess go watch that. Go watch Alex Jones every day. I mean, at least Alex Jones says something that's actually interesting, and he's funny and charismatic about it. But I'm not gonna watch some fucking propagandist website to go get good information. Well, it's my experience. When I was walking down the street, aliens came down and abducted me, and then told me to vote Democrats. Like, if you find that shit interesting, like, cool, I guess. But good Lord, this is the problem with people. They watch I don't know, man. People watch uninformed people have discussions about topics that they have no fucking clue about, you know, and they don't even acknowledge their own limitations. And, like, if a discussion's going to be good, right, you and I have to talk about the same thing. If I say, well, listen, males have an advantage over females, biologically speaking, and you come in and you talk about, well, listen, and well, if you do this, then guess what? You're going to out the trans people. It's like, what does that have to do with what the other person just said? How is this a good discussion? You guys are talking past each other. You know, it's already terrible enough when you're uninformed. But when you're uninformed and you're not talking across to the person from you, like, what is the point of even talking? Y'all might as well just record it to a camera and then fuck right off, you know? I don't know. I guess what people find insightful or interesting really kind of weirds me out. But hey, if you want to be educated by people who have no idea what the fuck they're talking about, then cool.
Hey, man.
Yes, hi. So what's your disagreement, sir?
Hey, so something that you just spoke on a little bit with her, and I think, I don't know if it's because you are just trying to, like, mitigate potential loss in terms of, like, not getting people pissed off or something. But I'm just curious, you've mentioned many times to many people stuff like, well, if that's cool for you, that's cool for you. Like, what's your position on, like, objective truth versus, or objective reality even, per se?
Well, look, I can't tell people what they should assimilate as facts. If people want to believe that the sky is orange, then what can you do? I'm not going to sit here and argue with somebody about what color the sky is. If you truly want to believe that it's not, like, what can you do?
Fair enough.
You know, so at some point you gotta just walk away from certain conversations because they're a giant waste of time. I don't sit there argue with everyone about if I think they're wrong. I'm like, you know what? If you want to believe that, then believe that, and I just keep it pushing.
Well, a lot of people too just just care far more about being entertained than actual true conversations. And then they hear these one line. I mean, it's really headlines. It's really social media, news anchors, all that kind of stuff that just want they want the headlines and they think it sounds good. They never get any pushback and they don't know what to do when they get the pushback.
Yeah. I just leave it alone. I leave it alone sometimes because I can tell this person talking right past me. So I'm just like, you know what? You should like whatever you like, and I'll just keep it pushing because I don't have the energy to just yell at you. So I don't care enough either.
As a side question, I'm just curious, how did you become so articulate?
Japanese RPGs. There you go. I used to play video games.
For real?
Yeah. I just read every day through video games.
So, but a lot of people read every day. They still can't articulate well.
Fuck that. I don't know. That's my best answer for you, bro. I'm not even gonna front you. I didn't go to no school. I didn't take no classes. I just played some RPGs.
Dope. Cool. All right, cool, man. Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, no problem, brother, man. Peace. My man's cooking. Let him cook. Yeah, I play a lot of JRPGs, so that's been my answer. Someone said reading books. Nah, I don't read books. That shit's whack.
Hello,
sir.
Good.
Yes.
I have a slight disagreement of some drama that's been happening with you and the Bulls at Fresh and Fit. So
go for it.
My question is, as someone who's on their show, why would you call them frauds after all that sort of stuff? I'm just really curious where the whole fraud thing came from.
Right. Because I found out that they weren't about what they claimed to be about.
In what fashion, though?
Well, I mean, just the things that they preach and that they don't practice. The idea that these guys are boasting about 1,000 lay counts. Look at me in the eyes and tell me that Walter has slept with 1,000 women.
Oh, well, no, I get what you mean by that.
But it's important. It's important, not because I actually care how many women he slept with, but because he used that as a sales pitch to get young men to buy his products. If you say, I can bench 250, but you can actually only bench 50 pounds, and you're selling fitness courses to young men, wouldn't you be considered a fraud for lying about your lifts and lying drastically?
Well, yeah, you got that, but I'll also going to throw a counterpoint because I've always been a big fan of Fresh and Fit, and I'll say the things right now. What they said about Preach's wife, in my opinion, was wrong. You should never go after a man's wife. That's the one thing. If you're going
hold on. I'm not even talking about that. I don't even care about that. I said they're frauds for completely different reasons. Has nothing to do with what they said about the wife. All it showcased was like they're too hyper emotional for alpha men. Cool, keep it pushing. But don't you think there's something disingenuous about lying about the amount of women that you've been with?
Is it that they're lying, or is it an over marketing thing? Because let's be honest, because I think you want to buy. Well, let me explain. Because you have a lot of people that say, well, Coke is the best product out there. Everyone buys Coca-Cola, and that's not really the case. Some people like Pepsi as well. So do you think that when it comes to, at least within the dating market scene, that people use an over-exaggeration to market their stuff, even though they may not say that they have 1,000 lay count, which obviously that's absurd to have unless your name is Genghis Khan. But at the same time, isn't it, okay, they actually may have a point to some of the stuff that they're saying? Because I've taken a consultation from Myron, and he's helped me out.
Hold up. Half-truths are not my issue. Listen, if they want to spit half-truths, I don't really care. Most people who are frauds do half-truths, right? They mask their lies in some form of truth. But let's be honest. There's no way you can tell me in any planet or world that Fresh should be a dating coach, an approach coach. Dude is practically autistic when it comes to women, okay? You've seen it yourself. You know this, and most of the people who watch it also know this. Him being a fraud is what it is. It's not a big deal. I don't really care that deeply about it. He can go about defrauding people as much as he wants. But let's be clear. If you lie, you can't just say it's careful marketing. Then you just don't have integrity. You're a liar in order to sell your products. If you tell me that your product, you can do this, you should trust me because this is my resume, and you lied about your resume, that'd be called fraud. If you apply for a job and you lie about your job experiences, right, and you lie about where you've worked and how many years you worked there, and they find out, would they not call you fraudulent in terms of your application? So that's it. So look, I'm not here to tell people who they should or shouldn't follow. Follow whatever you want to follow. Love who you want to love. Maybe they've done great things for you. I didn't denigrate none of that. I said they're fraudulent about what they claim. That's it. And I don't think that's unfair to say because even you don't believe some of the stuff that they say, and you're trying to say it's like marketing or whatnot. It's fraudulent.
All right.
But is it not though? Am I crazy for saying it's fraudulent, their claims?
I mean, is it fraudulent or is it trying to be a shock factor? That's the one thing I'm asking, because I think it's more of a shock factor, if anything, to get people to come in.
Okay. Well, take a mixed martial arts background. If you said you've won 25 fights and you're going into your next fight, and it turns out that only 24 were fought, you only fought once before, do you think it's not a fraudulent claim to come in here and say you fought 25 times and won?
Well, let's see. Well, what if the 25th? Well, if you're going to your 25th fight and you got the confidence, that's a marketing tool, right? So you said you won.
Hold up. I think you misunderstood what I said. I think you misunderstood. So I just want to make it clear. You got an MMA fighter who's going to go into a fight with somebody else, and this MMA fighter, kind of unknown, claims he's fought 24 people before this. Okay, claims, but it's a lie. He didn't do it. Would you not consider that man a fraud for going into that fight?
Well, yeah, obviously we would consider that man a fraud.
That's it.
Because that's professionally on his record.
But that's my whole point. If you were out there making these claims and going forth and then taking money from people based off this whole persona of you being some kind of guru, don't you think that makes you fraudulent if you haven't done the things that you're boasting about? Am I crazy to say this?
No, you're not crazy to say it at all. I just think that they have done, not that they have the 1,000 leg count. I think that the 1,000 leg count is absurd. Anyone would think that's absurd. But is there validity to what they're doing, though? That's the question.
Hey, listen, like I said, people love to bash their stuff in half truth. It's not very difficult either when everything that they say it gets quoted from another red pill coach. Okay, so it's not like they're out here saying original stuff. Let's be honest.
Oh
right?
no, I mean
they've not said a single original thing that I haven't heard somebody else. So when I say there are frauds, it's like it's easy to just repeat to you guys information that's valid. It's not very difficult. It doesn't mean that I'm an authentic person or that I'm really about the stuff that I'm claiming. That's it. That's it. And at the end of the day, if you go out here and you tell young men, well, me and Fresh, we want burning desire, and then you like do all this stuff behind the scenes that clearly doesn't indicate burning desire, I'm gonna look at you funny because you're not living by the values that you're telling other people to do, that you're not actually really about this claim history that you claimed. If I sat in front of you and I said, yeah, I'm very honest about my military record, right? Only did a few years, got out, never went on deployment, bam. If I came out and I said I went on deployment, I was in Afghanistan twice, I did all this other stuff to make myself look cooler, and you found out that wasn't true, would you not look at me crazy?
Oh, 100%.
That's what I'm trying to say, is that these guys who are trying to lead people are lying about their accomplishments. They're lying about their lifestyle. They're faking a bunch of stuff. And so I cannot rock with people who I consider to be frauds. And also, just think about this too. What drives you to lie about these things? What would drive you to lie about your lifts? If you want to do it, why would someone do that? Why
lies?
Yeah, so why wouldn't you lie? Why wouldn't you lie about your lifts? To market yourself a bit better.
Because I'm not going to bullshit no one.
Why not?
Because it's not who I am as a person. So why would you want to take advice and guidance from somebody who would lie about that kind of shit? Touche.
You know, and look, at the end of the day, I question even the mindset. Like, listen, man, I've been with enough ladies. There's nothing to be proud of that, banging that many women. It's not cool. It's not a great life. Okay? So when dudes lie about something so vapid like that, I start looking at you funny. Like, why would you make that number? And such a stupid number, too. And also, like, do you not have the self-awareness to realize that there's no way anybody would ever believe that you slept with 1,000 women? Like, where? Like, how weird do you have to be to think that's crazy? Like, I don't know. To me, it's just a whole bunch of stuff.
Weird.
You know, like, it's like you seeing a skinny guy, and he says he can squat 600 pounds. Right? The eyes that you're making right now?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you look at that man like it's crazy?
Oh, 100%.
Like, you squatting 600? Are you mad? But then think about, like, how much self-awareness.
It's like, you're not Cloud from, like, Final Fantasy VII, bro. Like, what the
Exactly.
hell?
Exactly. So, you know, look, to me, it's just basic stuff. I don't know. To me, there's, like, a real character defect if you got to lie about this kind of stuff. And like I said, especially for folks who are in positions of leadership, I find it a little bit distasteful. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to take away from any of the good stuff they did for you, man. And if they did good stuff, keep going.
Yeah, man. And you know what? I'll be honest, man. After talking to you for a little bit, you know what? I'm not going to lie, man. I used to make fun of you a little bit, bro. I'm not going to lie. No cap. Used to make fun of you. Actually, cool dude.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it. Plenty of people say a lot of things about me, good or bad, and you know what? I go home and I sleep in my bed and I still feel great. So I'm not even mad at you. You didn't know me. It's okay for you to think whatever you want. But yeah, like I said, I'm just talking to another person right now, one-on-one. So hopefully we're cool.
Talk to the other side. So.
All right, man. I appreciate you, brother.
We've earned respect. Love it.
All right. Best of luck to you. Cheers.
Thank you, bro.